All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another episode of Dustino Daily Sports. We give you all sorts of action, getting you ready for the 2026 NFL football season and getting you ready for your fantasy drafts. Welcome in. Today, we are covering the AFC West. Once again, thank you to Healthy Lineups app for sponsoring the show. Remember to go to Healthy Lineups app in your Apple Store. Anything, download it. It's going to be the new age in daily fantasy sports. We all love playing. We all hate when our guy gets injured 2 minutes into the game. We hate when they get injured pregame. We're busy. We set our lineups. We make our teams at 11:30, quarter to 12, whatever, and somebody pulls a hamstring in warmups or whatever the case may be. No more of that, okay? It's going to be you draft the Patriots backfield, okay? Ramondre hurts himself 5 minutes into the game. Travion goes nuts. You still get the points. You get the Patriots backfield. More information to come. And we may have the CEO of the Healthy Lineups app come on my Friday night show, Weekend Update with Dustino on the Pop Sports Network. You're on my channel here, the Dustino, where we try to bring you up to speed, get you ready. And we're starting here in the AFC West. And here's what's kind of crazy, right? This is a high octane, for the most part, division, right? This is one division that you want pieces of, right? But here's what's crazy. If you look at the rankings, and I'm going to bring them up here in a second here, you look at these rankings, and where's the AFC West guys, right? Okay, we got Puka. Oh, my God, that's NFC West. Duh, hello. Sorry, but furthering my point. Sorry, it's been a long day streaming after work. But here's what's crazy. I think we would all agree that the Raiders are probably the bottom team in there. They're working their way up. They're getting better, all those kind of things. But they're working their way up. They've got two players. They've got Ashton Genty going at the end of the first and Brock Bowers going middle of the second. They've got two players in the top 20 of drafts. And that's a team that, is projected win total is about 6.5, 5.5. So that's kind of interesting, right? That's where fantasy is a little weird. And that's where I think one of these guys could be set up to disappoint, perhaps. You keep on scrolling down, right? Where's our AFC West players? You got Kenneth Walker at 14. And spoiler alert, on Friday night for my show, Weekend Update with Dustino on the Pop Sports Network, I went through today. I spent way more time than I should have, 2-3 hours. And I created for the first time ever my top 120 players. So that gets you through about 10 rounds of your draft. I kind of stopped there. That took me 2, 3, 4 hours doing all that work. I'm going to reveal it Friday night. But spoiler alert, I'm in on Kenneth Walker at that ADP. Love him this year. But this is a division. You got a Marion Hampton there that you want action in, right? When you look at a betting perspective, they're all right there, sort of neck and neck. Chargers, Chiefs, and Broncos are all right there. Obviously, the Broncos won the division last year. Chiefs battled a lot of injuries, of course, Mahomes and a slew of others. And then you had the Chargers losing their offensive lineman and really just couldn't block anyone. So a lot of people projected that Chargers bounce back, and especially when they bring in an offensive mastermind, the likes of Mike McDaniel. But again, who is that going to benefit? And I would have to tell you, Justin Herbert. Okay, I think I revealed on the other night my quarterback rankings, and I had Herbert number 3. All right, didn't I have Herbert 3? Yes, had Herbert number 3. So that's huge. The long story short, I can't tell you if it's going to be Ladd. A lot of people projecting that. I'm not a huge Ladd guy. Never put up huge numbers in college. Possession guy, I like him. He's a little better than a possession guy. I think he's got a ceiling here, and I think you're drafting him at his ceiling. Quentin Johnson, is it going to be him? Is Trey Harris getting more involved? They got 3 different tight ends that they're going to use. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Hampton? A lot of people projecting. That's an awful big projection here for Marion Hampton to go from nobody, a guy who had 124 carries and did not barely average 4 yards a carry, to all of a sudden go off the board at RB10. The 204 in your drafts, not me, folks. I can tell you right now, spoiler alert, come Friday night, not me. I got to see it. Okay? You're telling me Marion Hampton over Derrick Henry and Devon Achane, who have put up 275 and close to 300 points? No, thank you. Over A.J. Brown? No, thank you. Over Malik Neighbors, who I think is going to be ready to go week 1? No, thank you. I'm just, spoiler, a little lower on Hampton. But I think all signs lead to does Trey Harris break out? And we had Quentin Johnson go down here. You're gonna listen to this on Wednesday, go down on Tuesday. We don't know the severity of that injury yet. But I think the signs are buy into Justin Herbert. Get in on the Justin Herbert business. Justin Herbert going off at QB7, I believe. QB8, QB9. Oh, my God. And spoiler alert, you guys watched my video the other day. Quarterbacks, I had Trevor Lawrence too. And I have Patrick Mahomes 4. So I've got the 2, 3, and 4 quarterbacks right here in this beautiful sweet spot of 9, 10, 11. And 2 of them from the AFC West. And I don't think Bo Nix is a bad pick there either. So Chargers, I want a lot of Justin Herbert. I'll sprinkle in some of the other guys. But I think they're going to be a spread it around offense. They might be an annoying offense. I just don't know if there's an alpha there. From either the running back, I think Keaton Mitchell's going to get on the field. They're going to want to use him on some downs. It's probably going to be 2 drives for Hampton, 1 drive for Keaton Mitchell is the way I see it. Offensive line projects to be really good, but can they stay on the field, stay healthy? I think the signs are that you want Herbert. I am totally cool with Herbert being my number 1 quarterback, and that's why I've been advocating all draft season, wait on quarterback. Go to the Denver Broncos. And I love me some Jalen Waddle. I love Jalen Waddle. I've never been a huge Jalen Waddle guy. I like him. No, I have nothing against him, but I've never been a huge drafter of him. But going at wide receiver 19, no way. I'm taking him way higher than that. Spoiler alert again on Friday. Got him way higher than that. I'll just put it that way. He's the number 1. They brought him in. Denver threw more passes than any other team in the NFL last year. They paid a first and a third, and I think maybe another pick, for sure a first and a third. Might have even gave another pick to go get him. You think they're not going to use him, and they're going to move him all around the formation? Cortland Sutton's going to be the deep threat. Troy Franklin deep. Pat Bryant when he gets in. Those 3 guys are going to rotate. Pat Bryant's more possession guy. Big guy, kind of a sleeper late. Don't mind some Pat Bryant sprinkled in on your best ball teams. But Waddle is the guy. I think Waddle is set to have the best season of his career. I believe he's got a wide receiver top 10 finish as a rookie under his belt. So we've seen him do it before. Yeah. Wide receiver 13 his rookie year, wide receiver 8 his second year. So he's finished up there. I think we see maybe his best season yet. So his best season so far is wide receiver 8. So maybe we get him over that. So anyhow, that's my story there. Denver. Now the interesting thing. What about the backfield? We want pieces of this offense. I think Evan Engram is severely underrated. Had a bad season last year. But if you remember, he was dinged up in the preseason. I think that played a big factor. New team, learning a new offense, and just never really got going. You can get Evan Engram. You ready for this? This may be one of the steals. Tight end 34 in a high-volume passing offense. Folks, only 1 touchdown. That hurt him. Decent amount of targets. I think this target number goes up. I think he gets around 90 targets. I think that is an absolute joke and a steal at the end of your drafts. Steal. I don't want him as my tight end 1, but he is an absolute steal in best ball drafts. This is going to be a team that's competing for championship, competing for the AFC West title, trying to go far. They're playing him. He's playing. Okay, I know they drafted the rookie Justin Jolie. Have you heard of people? There's a lot of training camp buzz about a lot of guys. I haven't heard a word about Justin Jolie. Anybody? Have you heard about him in the chat? I haven't. Evan Engram, complete thievery at tight end 34. Thievery. Would you be that? I would not be that surprised if he has a top 12 tight end season. And again, that's my whole wait on tight end thing. Anyhow, I bored you to death. Now, the big question is the Denver running back room, right? We want pieces of this offense. who's going to be the guy in the running back room? Your first running back taken off the board is R.J. Harvey. Well, I think R.J. Harvey's good. He's the home run threat, but he had a chance to be the lead back and didn't do so hot from a rushing perspective. I think he's going to be the receiving back, no doubt. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to be your first and second down back, your goal line back. Okay? I love J.K. Dobbins. If you said, magic ball, we had the magic ball out on Friday night on my show. If you told me J.K. Dobbins plays 17 games, guess what? I got him up in here. I got him up in here with Tootin, Quinshawn, Bucky Irving. I'd take him over DeAndre Swift, believe it or not. I think he's that good a running back. But you can't promise me 16 games. Hasn't been done. Now, that also leads me to, if you've watched any of my videos, you know my most rostered player on Underdog is Jonah Coleman. And here's why. I can get him in the 14th, 15th round, that neighborhood. And if anything happens, this guy's a bruiser. I've comped him to Mark Ingram. Okay? Mark Ingram played for Sean Payton. Anything happens to Harvey or to Dobbins, not out of the realm of possibility. And if Dobbins goes down, Jonah Coleman's going to be the rushing between the tackles back and the goal line back. Huge upside there. That's one of those ones, if you get the Denver backfield right, you could be printing money. Because somebody in that backfield is going to do well. Guessing it, that's tricky. Me, I have not been getting much R.J. Harvey. Just because of the price. He's going, what do we have? RB 30? 32. He's going end of the seventh. End of the seventh round. Early eighth round. End of the seventh would be the 84th pick. So, yeah, early eighth round. I'm waiting 8 picks and getting Dobbins later. I'm doing a lot of Dobbins and Jonah Coleman stacks. I'm getting a lot of those because I think those are the guys that are going to score the touchdowns. R.J. Harvey, home run hitter, is going to be good out of the backfield. I could be wrong. I have a little Harvey. I have a little bit sprinkled in. You guys know I'm on the road to getting 40 Best Ball Mania $25 entries, putting $1,000 in, trying to win the $2 million. But there's your Denver Broncos. Now we go to the Chiefs, and I think a big time bounce back. You know me. I already told you. You watched the QB video. If you haven't, check out the channel. My QBs. I have Patrick Mahomes QB4, and he's at QB11. He was QB2 in points per game before he got injured last year. A lot of people forget that. He was on a mission, and I think he's on a mission this year. This is the last dance. I see a Michael Jordan last dance thing. Kelsey's already said this is it. I think this is the last dance. He's finally got a running game, so they can't necessarily back off and just play the shell if Kenneth Walker's going to carve him up. And I love Kenneth Walker at his ADP. Getting a lot of Kenneth Walker late second, early first. I think he's in line for his biggest season ever. He's finally going to be the guy. So love Kenneth Walker. Love Patrick Mahomes. I think those are two guys that outperform their ADP. Again, it's a high-powered division. We love this division. Now, as far as receivers, no surprise to those who know me, I am completely off Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice at wide receiver 12 to me is bonkers. You got suspension possibilities, coming off a major injury, rehabbing it in jail, and all the other stuff that goes around him, and you got him at wide receiver 12? Absolutely not. I have zero Rashee Rice. I am off the Rashee Rice train. I think they're going to get the ball. Worthy's healthy this year. Watch out for Cyrus Allen. He's your deep sleeper, and this guy's legit. I've got 14 Dynasty Leagues, about to be 15, getting in a new startup this week. And I've got 6 or 7. Oh, God. There we go, guys. I've got 6 or 7. I know it's out. It's totally out. My kids told me it's all right. It's totally out. I've got 6 or 7 shares of Cyrus Allen. Let me check it out, actually. We can bring it up real quick on Sleeper. Always have Sleeper on standby. Players. Let's go to Cyrus Allen. A 5th-round pick out of Cincinnati. Great route runner. Getting insane praise. Running with the ones. Mahomes is talking him up. I have 1. Come on, I know I got more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shares. Wait. 7 out of my soon-to-be 15 leagues. So half my leagues right now, I have Cyrus Allen. That's like found money. Somebody wants to give me a 2027 second for him in Dynasty, you can have him. I won't go that far. But him going at wide receiver 73, I mean, what are we risking here? Huge upside if he becomes somebody he likes. I like Worthy. You remember Double J was on the show? He loves Worthy. He thinks Worthy could be a top 16 receiver this year. And I'm a Worthy lover. I always love Worthy. It's a little high for me, but I think the talent's there. Wide receiver 48, worth taking a shot. And that goes to my draft strategy. Get a couple of running backs early I like to lead the first 6 rounds with 3 running backs, because then I think the drop-off is huge. Then you're just dropping backups and all that. Because there's receivers in here, especially in best ball, in this later round. Would it surprise you if Jordan Addison finished as wide receiver 25 and not wide receiver 42? Absolutely not. Would it surprise you if Chris Godwin had a top 20 season? Absolutely not. Would it surprise you if Worthy? Maybe it'd surprise you a little more. What if Wandale catches 100-plus balls or gets around 90 balls like he did for the Giants? Wandale, right? Gets 140 targets. Maybe not have him, but he's with Brian Dable. Those things wouldn't surprise you. So therefore, I like loading up on those receivers. The way I've been playing it is through 6 rounds, I kind of like a 3 and 3. Sometimes I'll have a tight end. So I'll have 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Then I got the sweet spot of quarterbacks around round 8. That's kind of the sweet spot of quarterbacks, right? Because I show you the guys I love, right? Yeah. So 83. So that's end of the 7th, 8th. Patrick Mahomes is going in the 9th. And I even don't mind these guys. That's the sweet spot for that. And then later, you hammer some of these high upside receivers, right? High upside receivers like a Worthy, like a Cyrus Allen. And Cyrus Allen, you're getting at 170. What's that? 15th round? Let me see. What's 170 divided by 12? Yeah, 14, 15. 15th round. Now, on to the Raiders. Again, very bizarre that you have a bad team. I can't recall too many times I've seen a projected lousy team with a guy at 12 and a guy at 19. But and so here's my thing. I'll tell you right now, I have Genty behind some of these players. So see how Genty's at the top of this tier with Barkley, Walker, Chase Brown, Hampton, Henry, A-Chain? I've got it flipped. I've got these guys slid ahead of Genty a little bit. I got to see it, man. I got to see it from that O-line. I got to see it from that offense. Who's to say they're not just going to stack? If you're playing the Raiders, you're stacking the box and you're double teaming Bowers. Make the other guys beat you. But I do love the upside of Bowers. I have been drafting quite a bit of Bowers, especially this is 19. So this says he's going at 207, 208. If I've got the 102, 103 and I get Bijan or Chase and Bowers is there at the 210, 211, 212 even, I'm hammering it because he can give you such a positional edge. He's going to give you the edge McBride gave you the year before, last year. So I do like that. But then after that, there's not a Raider. I don't think there's a Raider until the hundreds. I mean, past the hundreds. Your number one Raider, I think, is Trey Tucker. We're still going here, folks. We're at the 120s. So that's kind of wild. I think one of those guys disappoints. I hope it's not Bowers because I have a decent amount of Bowers. Jalen Naylor at pick 147. I don't see it. This is going to be a consolidated offense. Here's the other reason I like taking Bowers, because I love Michael Mayer. You guys know my affinity for Michael Mayer. I can get Michael Mayer, and he goes undrafted in most of them. In these best ball leagues that draft 18 rounds, I get the handcuff. It's pretty rare you're going to do a tight end handcuff. I think if Bowers goes down, I think Mayer's a top 5 tight end. I love the guy. I think he's an ultra talent. I think he's one of the 5 best tight ends in the league. Just happens to be on the same team with Bowers. So I can handcuff him. I've handcuffed him a bunch. Well, every time I draft, I shouldn't say every because there might be a one-off here or there. When I'm drafting Bowers, I'm drafting Michael Mayer as a tight end handcuff. And again, there's nothing. You got Trey Tucker. I like Trey Tucker as a long shot, 157 more than I like Jalen Naylor. I just don't think too highly of Jalen Naylor. I know there's some guys like Jack Besh. There's some truthers out there. I don't see it. I don't like any of these receivers. I just don't. Now, what I will tell you, you saw the video yesterday. I have Fernando Mendoza way higher than consensus. I have him at quarterback 23. Okay, you're going to have to wait a little bit. But I've gone on record. I think before week 6, we see Fernando Mendoza under center. And it might be well before that if I was betting. And he's going up the board at QB 28. So I got him 5 spots higher. I'd much rather have him than Jones, Ward, Young, or Rodgers and Darnold. I'd much rather have him. He looks awesome. He's got a sneaky rushing ability, throws a beautiful ball, looked awesome. I want to see some more in preseason, but I think Kirk Cousins is toast. They're going to come out. They're going to underwhelm. The offense is going to look kind of crappy. Gentry will get his touches. Bowers will get his catches. And they're going to say, and they're not going to be able to hold the fans off. The fans are going to clamor for the kid. They're going to want the kid in there. And who knows? You don't wish for injury. Maybe Cousins gets injured. The guy can't move. And it's a bad O-line. You saw what teams did to Geno. And Geno's not mobile. But Cousins is certainly less mobile than Geno. Right? He can't move at all. And so I'm very, very afraid of Kirk Cousins getting hit, looking awful. So that's what scares me a little about Gentry and Bowers. But again, if Bowers slides to me late second, I'm all in. All right, folks. That's pretty much where we're at as far as the AFC West. No real bets. I wouldn't bet against the Chiefs. I would not bet against the Chiefs. I think Mahomes is going to come out like Superman. I think all 3 of these teams are probably making the playoffs. I really do, especially with the expanded playoffs. I think all 3 of these teams make it. Let's see what the betting odds are real quick. I know I did this on a show not that long ago, but I want to just check it out really quick for you. They changed the Hard Rock Bet app quite a bit. Kind of screwed things up a little bit. NFL, no, I don't want preseason. I want more bets. Yeah, they really screwed this up. I apologize, folks. I don't want NFL preseasons. I can't even see how to get the futures anymore. They really screwed this app up, man. Let me see here. Let me just type in NFL. Here we go. Hold on. I might have found it. Yeah, we got it now, but I apologize. Division futures, AFC West. Chiefs are plus 170. Chiefs slight favorite. Chargers 185. Broncos 210. I'd take the Chiefs plus 170 if I was betting. I know it's the favorite, but I'm not going against Mahomes and Reed. Pissed off with a run game with Kenneth Walker and everybody kind of back healthy. I just get this last dance feeling with them. I think the Chiefs are going to be annoying. We all hate seeing them in there every year, but I think the Chiefs are going to be there. There you have it. If I'm giving you sleepers, it's Jonah Coleman late. It's Cyrus Allen. I'm not telling you any news. If you've been plugged in whatsoever, you've heard these names. Those are guys. I told you Evan Ingram is criminally underrated. I think Waddle is underrated, even though he's going late 3rd round. I still think he's a value. I would get him early 3rd. I've been taking him a ton at the early 3rd. He's actually going beginning of the 4th. If you get Waddle in the 3rd, I think you're stealing. Love Waddle there, especially if you go running back start. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Once again, like and subscribe to the channel. If you're stopping by for the first time, thank you for being with us. Thank you to the Healthy Lineups app. Have a great one, everybody. Football is just a few weeks away. I can't wait. I hope you can't wait either. We are fired up for football. All right, everybody. Take it easy. Peace.